It is midday in Madrid. It is 7 p.m. in Phnom Penh. I'm Monita Rajpal.
And I'm Zain Verji. This is World One live from London.
Protesters who've marched for 3 weeks to defend their jobs say 30,000 people's livelihoods are at risk. Spain's economic crisis is driving a severe jobs crisis in a country gripped by recession and with unemployment already at 24%. Today, the focus is on the mining industry, centered on a region already laid low by government austerity measures. Madrid Bureau Chief Al Goodman joins us now live. Give us set the scene for us as to what is happening right now in the capital. Al?
Hi, Monita. We're in the Colón Plaza where just an hour ago there were thousands of miners and their supporters gathering here.
There are other tax hikes as well that are being announced as well. We're looking at the value-added tax going from 18 to 21%. This is also seen as a huge test for the new prime minister. But many, I guess, are also wondering, does he have any other choice but to introduce these measures?
Well, if you talk to Brussels, which is about to pump 30 billion euros into the beleaguered Spanish banks.
You're watching World One, our top stories. The captain of the cruise ship Costa Concordia has apologized for the accident that killed 32 people. Francesco Schettino said he had been distracted when the ship struck a rock. He said he thinks constantly about the victims, but Schettino insists others should share the blame. Answers are emerging about a mystery illness that has killed more than 60 children in Cambodia. The World Health Organization is expected to say that a combination of infectious viruses and bacteria are to blame. Doctors also say an inappropriate use of steroids worsened the illness in a majority of patients. Well, over the past 4 months, hospitals have battled to save children who have contracted the illness, most dying within 48 hours of being admitted. CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, joins us now from Phnom Penh with more details. Sanjay, so they're saying that this mystery has been solved. They're calling it a combination of viruses and bacteria. What more do we know about that?
Well, you know, we talked to doctors with the World Health Organization and also the physicians.
Is this contagious, and should families, those that are traveling with children, be worried?
Well, you know, it's interesting because you would expect, in particular, the enterovirus, for example, to be contagious.
This week on World One, we're shining a spotlight on green pioneers. Today, the princess whose childhood passion has become her life's work.
Yeah, Her Highness Sayyida Tanya Al Sayed of Oman founded her country's only environmental NGO, and despite her royal upbringing, she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. World Health Organization says around 800 women die every day in pregnancy or childbirth. One of the aims of today's summit in London is to bring that number down. And fittingly, this is all happening on World Population Day. Here to tell us a little bit more is Melanie Ward. She joins us now from the charity Action Aid. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, well, on the one hand, it's crucially important that money does go to arming women with contraceptives, but there's also education that comes along with it, and that is seemingly not available or as widespread in the developing world.
Yeah, well, I think that's absolutely right. There are two sides of the coin here if we're going to make a real difference. And the summit that's happening today is incredibly important.
Right, Melanie, thank you very much. We appreciate you being with us here on World One.
Hans Christian Rausing, the heir of the carton and packaging empire Tetra Pak, has been arrested following the death of his wife. The body of American-born Ava Rausing was found in the couple's London mansion on Monday. Police Schubert's following developments out of our London newsroom. Atika, what are you learning?
Well, we're still getting a lot of the details, but we know, of course, that basically a 49-year-old man was arrested in South London yesterday, and then police, in the subsequent arrest, searched his home, and that's where they found the body of Eva Rausing. Now, police themselves have refused to name Hans Rausing as the man that was arrested, but
CNN's Atika Schubert. Thanks, Atika.
Mohamed Morsi is visiting Saudi Arabia in his first official trip abroad since becoming Egyptian president. He is expected to arrive in the kingdom today. But back home, the power struggle is unfolding in a country enduring the painful birth pangs of democracy. Those around the world are saying about this. In the United Arab Emirates, the front page headline in the National: Egypt's top judges in new move to rein in Morsi. It goes on to say the bewildering array of lawsuits and claims of coups and counter-coups has left Egypt at another fragile moment in its transition to democracy. The headline in the International Herald Tribune is this: Parliament meets in a divided Egypt. And the article goes on to say, in many ways, the court and the president are proxies for a fight between the Brotherhood, Egypt's oldest and most influential Islamist organization, and appointees of the ousted President Hosni Mubarak. And finally, here in Britain, the Independence headline is: a truce is declared and the revolution continues. For now, it says, if the real revolutionaries lost the parliamentary elections, which they clearly did, then why do they now oppose the very democracy they struggled for just because Egyptians preferred Islamist members of parliament to non-Islamist ones? And of course, well, for many football fans, he's alongside Pelé as one of the greatest players of all time. However, Diego Maradona's record as a manager is less impressive and has taken another hit. Alex Thomas is here with more on that and the day's other sports.
Yes, Monita. As a footballer, he was often described as being touched by genius. Losing the sight in that left eye, so it gets worse. He's going to head back to South Africa while the team continues playing here in England.
Well, we hope for the best for him. I want to talk a little bit about Maradona. That's a name I grew up hearing as well. But I guess it's a sense that it takes a real talent to be able to translate your skills on the pitch to, instilling inspiration and managing. Yeah, we were talking about this in the office. I suddenly thought, well, obviously Maradona proves that if you're a great footballer, you can't, and Beckham couldn't. See, so it's not about the manager, is it?
No.
It's about the players.
Yes.
All right. Good communication, like us. We have that.
Yeah.
All right.
You're watching World One live from London.
Well, it's been a strange summer of weather in Europe. Prolonged heavy rains in the north and record high temperatures in the south. Meteorologist Mari Ramos is at the World Weather Center with details. Mari.
Hey, Monita, I like that you said that. It's been strange. And it has been, because remember, right before summer started, especially across the UK, bad hair day here and there, but overall, not too bad.
Quelle surprise.
You guys look great.
Thanks. we never leave home without our umbrellas. Thanks,
Thank you.
I'm still thinking about excellent horse-like lady. I can't get that out of my head.
You're an excellent horse-like lady, Mari, and that's a compliment. You're watching World One live from London. I'm Zain Berger.
I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. We'll update the news headlines in just a couple of minutes right here on CNN.